1, WrestleMania 41. The Rock goes one-on-one with Roman Reigns in tribal combat. It is an epic encounter, but in the end, The Rock, as the final boss, defeats Roman Reigns and puts the Ulafala around his neck. After the match, The Rock invites Undertaker to the ring, who was in attendance for the show. Rock offers a handshake, and The Undertaker accepts it. However, Rock pulls Undertaker into a rock bottom, leaving him laying, getting revenge from WrestleMania 40. Act 2. In the weeks and months to follow, leading into the summer, The Rock gloats about his actions, declaring himself the greatest of all time. He mocks the legacy of The Undertaker, calling him a washed up and shadow of his former self. Rock says, "Undertaker," The Rock says this, "You are a literal dead man walking." Act 3. On an episode of SmackDown, the arena goes dark during one of The Rock's promos, the familiar bell tolling throughout the entire arena. When the lights return, Undertaker is behind The Rock and chokeslams him, very similar to WrestleMania 40. After the return of The Undertaker, the final boss makes things personal with The Undertaker, taking his final boss persona down a much darker path, bringing up The Undertaker's brother Kane, calling his relationship with him a freak show. On an episode of Raw before Money in the Bank in Knoxville, Tennessee, Kane is in the ring and warns The Rock of what he's doing, stating, "I have been in your shoes before. I have enough respect for you, Rock. Please do not bring the darkness within my brother back out. Squash what you two have going on, and please end this." The Rock comes out of the crowd attacking Kane and beats him to a bloody mess, all the while mocking The Undertaker and even calling out his wife and his ex-wife, where their marriage ended in a divorce. The Rock makes an appearance at Money in the Bank for a contract signing, and before The Undertaker can come into the ring, The Rock grabs a mic saying, "Taker, your legacy is a stack of cards. We all know who made you, Paul Bearer. If it was not for him whispering all that spooky jackrabbit crap, then you would never have made it to where you are today. And you know something, that The Rock has put something together. You are nothing without Paul. 1 year after his passing, you lost your streak and your confidence, and you were never the same again. You are just a weak shell of your past self. Face it, you are just Mark Calloway pretending to be someone you are not." The Undertaker, enraged, rushes the ring in a very unlike Undertaker way and goes for The Rock, but being the final boss, Rock was one step ahead. Rock escapes the ring, and enraged Undertaker signs the contract for the match at SummerSlam 2025, and The Undertaker throws the contract at The Rock, who laughs as he signs it as well. On SmackDown, The Undertaker comes to the ring and says, "You've made this personal. Rock, you think you have buried my legacy? All you have done is awaken the dead man. The man is coming around at SummerSlam." In the weeks that follow, The Rock continues cutting promos on The Undertaker, even attacking an injured Kane at his home, and then burning The Undertaker's personal garage with some of his old WWE gear from his prime. 2 weeks before SummerSlam, The Rock attacks The Undertaker from behind in the parking lot, as The Rock uses a chair and a car door to shatter The Undertaker's ankle, creating questions on if Taker will make it to the Night 1 SummerSlam main event. On the go-home show before SummerSlam, The Rock brings out a fake urn and is referring to himself as the legend who kills legends, and also referring to himself as wrestling's only true legend, citing his success inside and outside of the ring. Suddenly, the arena plunges into darkness. Thunder roars, the sound of a church choir, and the lights come back on, and right behind The Rock is The Undertaker as the resurrected dead man of old in his classic purple attire. SmackDown goes off the air with The Rock looking nervous and uncertain as he stares into the eyes of the Reaper. The last words are said by The Undertaker as he says, "SummerSlam, you do not face a man, you face death itself." The final act, the match. The stage is set for one of the most personal, high-stakes matches in WWE history. The Rock is in his most vicious heel persona as the final boss as he faces The Undertaker, who has returned as the iconic Dead Man. The Rock's betrayal and disrespect towards The Undertaker's legacy and his relentless mockery of the Dead Man's family have made this a deeply personal feud. The no-holds-barred stipulation ensures there are no rules, no mercy, and no escape. The match duration is 30 minutes. The Rock's dominant entrance. The Rock enters first with an aura of cocky invincibility. Dressed in a custom black and gold tracksuit, he's accompanied by security guards emphasizing his final boss persona. He grabs a mic before the match, delivering one last taunt. "Taker, this isn't a funeral, it's a retirement party, and after tonight, The Rock won't just end your career, he'll end your myth." The lights go out and The Undertaker's iconic entrance takes place. The thunder roars as druids line the ramp. Holding torches, The Undertaker emerges slowly in full Dead Man attire, his cold gaze fixed on The Rock. The crowd erupts with chants of, "You still got it." The match breakdown. In the first 1 to 7 minutes, The Rock takes control, blindsiding The Undertaker with a steel chair during his entrance. He slams the chair across Undertaker's back repeatedly, forcing the dead man to his knees before the match officially begins. The referee calls for the bell, and The Rock goes straight for The Undertaker's knees, targeting his mobility. He uses the steel steps to further injure Taker, wrapping his leg around them and stomping viciously. Despite the punishment, The Undertaker fights back, delivering his signature snake eyes, big boot, and massive leg drop. The crowd erupts as he sits up for the first time, signaling his resilience. The Rock rolls out of the ring to regroup, but Undertaker follows, slamming him into the barricade and tossing him in to the timekeeper's area. The Undertaker clears the announce table and attempts a choke slam, but The Rock counters with a low blow followed by a rock bottom through the table. The Rock retrieves handcuffs from under the ring, locking one of Undertaker's hands to the ring post. He grabs a kendo stick and unleashes a brutal assault, taunting Taker with every strike, saying, "Is this your dead man? This is your legacy?" With Undertaker weakened and seemingly helpless, The Rock signals for the People's Elbow. As The Rock charges for the People's Elbow, the arena lights flicker and the sound of thunder echoes. When the lights come back, the handcuffs are mysteriously undone and The Undertaker standing tall behind The Rock. The crowd explodes as The Undertaker lands a massive choke slam, followed by a tombstone pile driver. He covers, but The Rock kicks out at the last second. The fight spills onto the ramp and stage area. The Rock grabs a steel chain from under the ramp, wrapping it around his fist to brutalize Undertaker. Blood begins to trickle down Taker's forehead as The Rock screams, "I told you, old man, you can't beat me." The Undertaker fights back with a desperate last ride onto the stage, leaving both men lying in agony. As the match continues, The Rock's dirty tactics become more and more prevalent as they make things back to the ring as The Rock retrieves a sledgehammer, mocking another old rival whom Undertaker has great respect for, Triple H. As he lines up to finish The Undertaker with the sledgehammer, he lands a devastating blow to Taker's ribs and prepares for the final strike when all of a sudden Roman Reigns' music hits as it blasts through the arena. The crowd erupts into a deafening roar as the former tribal chief makes his triumphant return. The Rock looks stunned, dropping the sledgehammer as Roman marches down the ramp, a mix of rage and determination in his eyes. Roman enters the ring and immediately lands a thunderous Superman punch on The Rock, followed by a brutal spear that nearly cuts him in half. The crowd is unglued as Roman stares down at his cousin, roaring, "You messed with the wrong bloodline." Roman leaves the ring, gesturing to The Undertaker, signaling that it's his moment to finish The Rock. As The Rock struggles to his feet, Undertaker scoops him up for one final tombstone pile driver. He folds The Rock's arms across his chest and delivers the signature pin. 1, 2, 3. The Undertaker wins. The Undertaker stands tall as his music plays. He places his hat and coat in the center of the ring, acknowledging the crowd in what feels like a final farewell. And Roman Reigns confronts The Rock after the match as The Undertaker exits and Roman is back in the ring standing over The Rock, and he says to him, "You thought you could take me out, but I'm still here. This isn't over, Rock." Roman leaves, setting the stage for a continuing feud with The Rock. The fan reception of this rivalry, the match is praised as an instant classic, with Roman's return adding a shocking twist. Fans love how the rivalry ties together multiple storylines while giving The Undertaker his moment of triumph and also setting up a blockbuster feud between Roman and The Rock for WrestleMania 42. The supernatural elements and brutal physicality make this a match fans will remember for years for its personal and also nostalgic elements.